Hello, everyone. I know it's the late evening, early morning in different parts of the world. I actually feel like this is the perfect time to do this particular meditation and reading. So here's how I'm going to organize it today. I wanted to do something different, and I've heard in comments like, hey, Nicholas, please, more meditation. So this is going to be special. We're going to pull a couple of cards to see some focal points. I've also put up a poll for those of you that are watching live, and I'll see where some of you are dealing with areas that need healing. We'll then go into a meditation that's guided, and then I will work with angels and healing guides to pull through energy. And all you need to do in that part of it is just kind of be quiet and receptive to the healing if you want to. So it's optional to participate in any or all of this, and there are limited. I'm not putting any ads in the live stream, so there's no interruptions here. On replay, I'll see if I can just keep them at the beginning or end. I would say then, if you enjoy it, leave a sticker. This is kind of one of the donation-based things here. So I'm trying that out too on this one. There may be one at the beginning and end, but I'll try to keep the meditation part clear. I can't always do that because a lot of times you guys are like, YouTube puts ads in. It does that unless I manually control it, and I can't do that for every video. But for this, if you support it, I'll support it, and we'll figure out a way to make this work. All right, so we're going to take it step by step. Everybody's welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you like this, know that I will try it at different time zones, including an early one like my normal 9 a.m. Pacific one. But one thing that I found, so by the way, I'm making great quality in sort of like healing myself through a challenging situation, which I'll talk more about later, but reconnected with my own sort of inner healing, and I thought this would be a good time to help others too. So that's why I'm here. But I do in the evening, I've started doing about 45 minutes of meditation minimum, sometimes up to 2 hours, which is a lot. But through that, I've been able to break through a lot of things that I'd been holding on to. And there are psychosomatic things that we kind of create in our body. So when you hold on to pain around the heart, sometimes like your chest, it's hard to breathe, or you might feel like there's a pain in your sternum. Or if you're not listening to things, or if there's something that's getting kind of stuck in your head, it can cause congestion, and there's a correlation. It doesn't mean that there isn't a symptom that needs to be treated elsewhere, but it might, the energy of it affects it. It can amplify it or it can release it. So the intention for today is to get to the energetic, emotional, and psychological components so you can empower your body to heal and reset, so that if you are on any medication or anything, it can do the maximum. And we're going to get the one block out of the way from you being your healthiest and happiest. This is not your usual, hey, Capricorn reading or whatever. This is actually, we're going to do some deeper stuff tonight because I felt called to do it, okay? So I set a goal. If you guys want to help me reach that goal, great. If we get like 20 super chats, I'll extend this and we can look at some different places that you want me to go. But for now, let's go ahead and see where we're being guided to focus on healing for this moment in time. Okay, so not surprised at all that we got a 10 of Swords coming through. This is in the future state. This is hopefully what we can avoid. I like this here because it's malleable. As we're looking at these two cards, it's interesting. This is really about making sure that you're tuning in. When anything's going on in our body, we usually get multiple warning signs beforehand. And it's a question of, am I slowing down long enough and often enough to pick up on those? So the Temperance Angel is about achieving better balance in your life. It's one of the 3 or 4 angelic cards in the major arcana. So guides and angels are coming through, but they don't always speak bombastically. The Judgment card is the only one that has a trumpet, but Temperance is very gentle. So be gentle with yourself, take time to tune in, and know that the slow and steady approach is what is going to take for healing. Sometimes there are miraculous kind of results, though. So I think you never want to underestimate your body's ability to bounce back and let it go. That's what we're really trying to do, is release it, and we'll release it to the divine. And as I'm talking about this and thinking of this, I think it's going to be really important to connect us to the earth. We'll use something like a tree in the meditation so you can ground yourself with that and see how that works for you. Okay, so the second card, Hierophant. As we look into the sort of like week ahead and you start to create a new sort of habit or routine, I want you to pay attention to like gently getting yourself out of certain tendencies. This is a very structured card. It's a very spiritual card. In this one, we can see a beautiful archway. This sort of new groundwork that you're laying can open up something that you least expect. Something could unlock a gift for you or an insight. So we're going to slow down, tune in, hopefully set something into motion for this week ahead, and then that can help empower you to create something after that. But what we're avoiding right now, burnout. This can be chronic pain and fatigue, burnout, emotional pain. This kind of covers the gamut of everything that I put in the poll for today. So I'll work through the different versions of the Ten of Swords in particular, and we'll kind of do this in the meditation component. So here's what I want to do. I'll paint a scene in the meditation. I'm not going to pay too much attention to chat while I do that. So I just ask everybody to, have courtesy in the chat. And then after we're out of it, I'll kind of, this may go at least 30 minutes. And there will be periods where there will just be silence as we're breathing and holding space. And then I will kind of continue to bring us into different meditative states. But for me to focus the energy, at some points I won't be talking. I'll just be sort of like creating an energetic space. Something new that I haven't done in a group setting, definitely not online. So I wanted to test this out and see if it feels right and feels good for you. Okay? Let's set the stage now. Close your eyes, please. Get into a comfortable position. You don't have to watch me as I'm doing this. You can just listen. Put your headphones in. You can just put the iPad or the computer or the TV to the side and relax. Okay. Let's begin with the breath. Close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Take a few gentle inhalations and exhalations. As you breathe in, imagine that you're sitting atop a mountain and the air is crisp, it is clear, it is pure. And each breath that you take, you're purifying your lungs, opening up your chest, and anything that's inside that is kind of stuck. As you exhale, just imagine like this puff of smoke or dust or debris that goes towards the bright sun in the distance. Breathing in the purity, exhaling anything that isn't meant or required to be there, and just saying, I want to open up and receive. Find a place in your mind's eye where there is a tree of your liking. It could be a willow tree, an oak, a sycamore. It doesn't matter. Whatever in your own energy feels right, but you do need to find a tree. And imagine that there's a nice little place to sit. You could either have a bench or some moss or a nice little pillow, something where you can lean your back and feel the support of the tree. Put your feet on the ground. Imagine that they're bare feet, even if you don't like to do that, because we need you to touch the dirt. So your feet are in the dirt. Your back is against the tree. The sun is shining on your heart. And I would like for you for this moment to just take your hands and hold them up like this for a moment, also receiving the sunlight there. As you're doing that, imagine that you could start to cup the light in your two hands. You might start to feel a gentle warming sensation, maybe at your fingertips, maybe around your thumb, maybe around the palm. As you're doing this, that healing energy starts to course its way from the top of your fingers in the middle of your palm all the way to your inner arm, to your elbows, until it starts to merge with the heart itself as well. And now imagine that you could take the hands and go back and forth and flex a little bit and feel, I can feel it, I hope you can feel it too, feel that there is this sort of, it's almost like this magnetic pull back and forth. So you are connected to Source in this moment. We're going to call in protection now. Let's call in Archangel Michael and imagine that he's behind you, guarding your back. Let's call in Archangel Raphael in front of you since we're going to be doing healing. Let's also call in Gabriel to the right and Yophiel to the left. Metatron above and Azrael below. We have now guardians and guidance on all directions and all dimensions. Each angel will come forth if they need to, when they need to. You are in your own space. I'm only here to help you tap into your energy. And the angels, as needed, will come into your space and help you access your own healing gifts. I'm just here to conduct and to help you connect to your power, okay? So feeling the sunlight, feeling the energy in your hands, I'd like you to hold it above your crown chakra. Actually, okay, we'll open this, but then we need to go to the root as well. So first thing with the crown chakra, just imagine gently that you're opening up a lotus flower or a petal so that we can receive the guidance from the angels. So we'll start with the crown just to keep it gently open, but that's all we're going to do for now. I'd like you now to take your healing hands and move to the lowest part of your body that you can reach, your feet, your legs, or your hips. And hold your hands right around that part of your body. If you can do all of it, if you're laying down or sitting down, go ahead and gently begin with the feet. We'll start there for those of you that can do it. Otherwise, just hold it around your hips and imagine it as we're doing all of this. So around your feet, the feet don't get a lot of love, do they? They hold us every day as we walk through the world, carrying much more than they probably ever signed up for. So I'd like you in this moment to just imagine that you're taking away some of the pressure from the joints. As you move your hands over your metatarsal, over your ankle, over your heel, imagine that you're like a mechanic going in there and you're gently removing some of the pain, some of the aches, some of the old injuries or disease that was in there. And holding the hands there, imagine that you are young again, that the foot is working as it was intended, that the pain is reducing, that the inflammation is going down, that tomorrow you're going to feel amazing, even if you don't feel amazing today. Hold the energy there and allow it to remain, knowing that long after this meditation, that healing will continue. Take a deep breath and recharge. Bring in more energy from the sun above. Bring in more energy from the angels, however they choose to deliver it to you. Hold that in your hands now. We're going to move to the legs, actually, at this point. So moving up from the ankles to your legs and knees. A lot of times we have injuries in that part of our body. Range of motion may not be what you want it to be. Especially for those of you that have pain in your knees, imagine that you're holding it right over your knee and gently going in there and creating more lubrication, more movement, less pain, more ease. And see, as you put your hands over this, these gentle arcs of light going into the skin and doing what needs to be done. A large part of healing is just trusting. You can ask Archangel Raphael, the angel of healing, to help you move the energy where you need to move it. For each of you, it's going to be something that's a little bit different or a little bit unique, okay? Take a moment now, and what I'm guided to do is to tell you to sort of like shake away, just in this lower portion that we've done, anything that you don't want anymore. Imagine that you could take your hands and just gently move it in a outward motion, a sweeping motion from your knees to your feet, removing anything that doesn't need to be there anymore. All right, let's now go into the thighs and the hips. Most people that sit a lot or have limited range of motion, you know what I'm talking about. This can get very tight. So let's recharge one more time. Hold your hands up to the sun. Feel the warmth. Activate your fingers, your palm. Take that ball of light that you have always there between your hands. Go back and forth a few times until you can feel it. And then place that around your hips first. Seeing an almost melting action happening where any tension in the muscular part of your body starts to dissipate. And if there's any sort of pain towards the lower back in particular, feel that there's a gentle warmth and ease that goes up the very base of the spine. We're now connecting to the root chakra. So I'd like you to lean against the tree and establish in no uncertain terms a connection to Mother Earth. This is going to keep your energy in your space. And for those of you that have difficulty in boundaries with others or absorb more than you need to, we are now reaffirming that we don't need to take on more than we signed up for. So in this moment in time, if there's anything, anyone, any thought that you don't want or need in your life, send it through the root of your body into the tree trunk, and know that the tree is going to ground this. Throughout this meditation, you are grounded. And now we can properly receive. We had to work our way up, but now we are at the first major chakra point in the body. The feet are actually there too, but they're in the dirt, so you're fine. But through the feet and through the base of the spine, you're going to be able to stay grounded and stay connected and get the most out of this meditation. If there was someone in your life that didn't have your back, feel the support of the tree, feel the beautiful wings of Archangel Michael wrap around you, and know that you are supported here and now in this meditation. Hold your hands up again towards the golden light of the sun. Allow it to collect, allow it to activate, allow it to remind you of the healing capacity that you've always had and always will have. Take a nice deep breath and bring that to the solar plexus appropriately enough. I'd like you to hold your hands a few inches above. So when I do healing, maybe I'm about 6 to 8 inches above. You don't have to get too close. Sometimes when you go a little bit further up, you can feel the subtle body, and then allow it to take you in where you need to go. So just here's my advice on this. Gently move up and down, and like right here, I feel like I need to focus right here on myself. So I'm going to hold it there. Maybe I go a little closer and see how that feels. What you should feel is this sort of, it's like a subtle pressure or subtle activation going on. So you're going to figure out where you need to focus. And if you don't know, just gently move around. You can go around clockwise, counterclockwise, or in a sweeping motion outward. What we're going to do is clear out the solar plexus, and then you can hold one hand towards the light like the magician, as above, so below, but you're going to put the hand towards your belly. Call in the light, call in the energy. Imagine that one of the angels is holding your hand and connecting you to source, and then bring that towards your solar plexus. Keep doing that until you feel an evening. I'm going to go through all of this on my own afterwards to help you. Like we'll do a silent portion where I'm just walking you through so you can get the process. Then we're going to hold and probably be quiet for about 10 minutes, and I'll meditate with guides and angels and try my best through the fiber optics that is the internet to kind of like help you all get your healing. But for now, I want you to be able to do this as well. All right. Now let's move up into the heart space. First of all, posture is important. Sit up for this portion. Push the chest gently out, nothing crazy. We're not overextending. Just enough so that your neck is up and that your heart and your chest are lifted and out and the lungs are being pushed forward a bit. Couple of deep breaths. All right, and then I would love for you to hold your hands around your heart space and just feel if there's anything that is stuck there. Maybe it's a memory from the past, someone that broke your heart. Maybe it's the weight that we put on ourselves for not doing things right. Maybe it's like the Four of Pentacles moment where we hold people back from seeing within. Imagine that you could gently open up. So the same way we were doing it with the crown, imagine that you could see something opening up, like a butterfly wing here is kind of what I'm being shown. So the butterfly wings gently open and close, pulsing in the energy and the light. And you see a moth if you'd like to as well. And imagine that the butterfly is transforming the pain into love again. It's taking away anything that you don't need and elevating it, helping you learn, helping you release, helping you connect to your own wings in your own life. You could even see the butterfly eventually merge into your body and the wings behind you, and it will continue to do the work on the back side as well, since we can't reach the back as easily. So you could now hold your hands towards you and imagine that it could go through, and the butterfly will gently weave the energy where it needs to in the back. With your posture and your newfound sense of confidence, continue to sit up straight and bring actually around your shoulders your hands here. And let's imagine that this is where we really need to do some sweeping and releasing. So reconnect with the source of light, bring it down towards you, and imagine that you could push off whatever it is that you're holding on your shoulder, whether it's a chip on your shoulder, whether it's emotional stress, whether it's from work, from family, from past karmic lifetimes. Take that away, and then we'll do one hand up, one hand down. Replace that with a firmer foundation. Imagine that you're creating a protective shield here as well. Hold it as long as you need to, and then repeat with the other side, holding one hand up and gently moving your hand over the shoulder, sealing off anything that we had to chip away because we want to replace it with something bigger, better, and brighter. We'll spend a little bit more time on these last chakra points because we use them the most. So once more, recharging, reconnecting, asking for the guidance of angels, spirit guides, ascended masters, and your highest good, because you know what you need to heal and how you need to heal it. Bring this now towards your throat chakra. There's so much comprised within this space. We have tonsils, we have our voice box, we have thyroid, we have the spine connecting the head to the body. We have so many little tiny things as well. So I'd like you just to kind of hold some energy here and hold some space here for everything to be regulated and to take down any inflammation that might be there. So just move your hands gently around, feeling where the best way that I can describe it, like as I hold it here, I'm like, okay, there's a little more pressure there. So I'm just going to do my best to gently move the pressure away. And imagine that you're just ironing out anything that you feel. And when you feel a little bit of pressure, or when you just feel like, gosh, I've been having a sore throat, just send a little bit more love and light. You don't have to touch your body for any part of this meditation. You're channeling light through your subtle body, and then your body will know where to go and how to absorb it. All right, moving upward now into the mouth, the tongue, the teeth, the back of the throat. Also a place where a lot of stress can be held. For those of you that are clenchers, I'd like you to take a moment now, again, gathering up that ball of light from the sun above. Let's bring that into our mouth for a second. Disengage your jaw. Like, not just a little, but a lot. Take off your glasses if you have them too. We don't want any pressure on our temples or anything like that. So in this moment in time, I want you to let the jaw go, release the tongue a little bit so that it's loose. The natural position, I think, is just to rest against the bridge of your mouth. You should never be clenching. There should always be a little bit of release. So disengage the jaw, relax the tongue, let the throat open up, something like that. Loosely connect the lips, but nothing too much. We're just making sure that this is relaxed, because sometimes we don't realize, even sitting, that there's clenching. The energy can't flow if you're clenching. For those of you that are holding pain in the TMJ areas that are part of the jaw, imagine now that you are creating this sense of lubrication. You're taking away the pain. So for this, I really do want you to keep one hand connected to your source, to your higher source, and then work here and imagine it's almost like when you go in and get a laser, or if you're getting like sort of deep energetic healing going through this hand, and it's finding that spot that is holding onto the pain and it's releasing it. Take that hand that has the energy in it and then just kind of like let it go as well, so that you're only bringing in the highest energy. Repeat this on the other side as well, reaching up towards the sun, towards your source of light, bringing in new healing energy, placing it here where it needs to be on the opposite side, letting go of any sort of tension, pain, etc. that might be there. Before we move up to the sinuses, to the eyes, to the top of the head, one other place that I think we need to focus on is the voice. So we'll take a minor step back and really just focus on your vocal cords. Whether you're a singer, a speaker, or you just got through a cold, just imagine that those, because this is where the frequency is, that you're bringing in a higher frequency. So as you reach towards the light and place one hand over your throat, imagine that you're bringing in the ability to create a richer, more impactful vibration and frequency in your voice, so that your words can go the distance. You're supercharging your energy so that your delivery will be even better. You're giving a little bit of love and release to those vocal cords who work so hard, and we abuse them so much. So just imagine that there's this healing golden light that sits there for a little bit. Really hold it there and let it be. Let it continue to do the work after you move on to the next part, okay? All right, slowly moving up. Let's go towards the nose, The sinuses underneath the eyes, also they go across your cheeks here. So that ball of light that I was talking about, it's a little bit easier to pull in front of your face because you can imagine it there. You might even be able to see it. But imagine as you're holding it here that it's going to fix a multitude of things. It's if you've had migraines, if you've had eye strain, if you have sinus infections, whatever might be causing maladies here, I want you to take a couple of deep breaths. Really breathe it in, let it go. For the breath, for the nose, sometimes what happens is we're not taking a moment to breathe in the moment. Thinking to yourself, I am here. I'm truly here. Let's celebrate this. Let's not rush to the next appointment. Let's not scroll to the next thing. Let's not skip to the next event. Let's breathe it in. And imagine as you're breathing in the gratitude of being here, you change the sort of the way that the nose is reacting to the environment. It's stronger. It's not as irritated. It's not forcing you to breathe more because you're doing it on your own. Around the sinuses, think about where the blockages are in your life. Career, relationship, emotional, fear, anxiety. Sometimes that gets stuck here because it's in our head, like a lot of it gets stuck there, and the inflammation, which is a natural way for the body to clear it out, appears because there's so much going on in our head. Think of the Seven of Cups. So let's imagine that you could take, I like the Seven of Cups metaphor because it's something you can tangibly do. Imagine that your sinuses are filled with those 7 cups. Each one of them is representing something you don't need. Go ahead and take them out, one at a time. This is one for what your mom and dad said. This is one for what you worry about before you go to sleep at night. This is for bills, taxes, and money. This is for health and other things. Just imagine each one of those people, those places, those fears, you're pulling them out, and with it, you're pulling out inflammation, you're pulling out toxicity, mucus, you're clearing the channel. We want it to just appear like all of these sort of clear tunnels. Let's breathe in a few times, and even if it's not clear now, knowing what you don't need, knowing that this meditation and healing will continue as you sleep tonight, trust that the healing will happen. Drink a lot of water after this. Make sure that you're smelling clean air. Turn on that purifier. And let's hold it here one more time and just imagine that we can gently pull or sweep the blockages and the inflammation away. It's done. Let's go to the ears, something I've had to deal with recently. So interestingly enough, sinus infections, eustachian tube irritation, so many things can affect the ear. Of course, ear infections, and this can also block hearing. So imagine the structure of the ear. Interestingly enough, there's a cochlear part that looks like a snail. So let's go into the cochlea for a second. Hold, again, let's get our light. Hold your hands towards the sun. Bring that energy down. Go back and forth a few times until you feel warmth, light, energy. It's almost like a really positive pins and needles, but more like in a gentle way. Once you feel that the energy is there, bring it, not touching your ears, but maybe about 6 inches away, and just hold it here for a second. The way that I perceive the light and the energy, it kind of goes through these little arcs or tubes or sparks. So what you want to do is imagine like a snail. You're going inside there and you're just giving it a slight and gentle activation. All the little hair-like fibers in there, that's what helps us here. So let's clear out anything that's stuck in there. There could just be an energetic block for some of you. Imagine that you're kind of pulling the cobwebs out, that you're gently activating those hearing sort of hairs, I don't know what else to call them, and then let it be. You don't want to do too much with the cochlea because it's super gentle. Just say, I think it sometimes helps to think that you are young, that your hearing is improving, and that you're ready to hear what the world has to say. You're ready to receive messages. So we're just opening up, and we'll ask the angels, Archangel Raphael in particular, to gently put the healing where it needs to be. And you could just say, help me here, and just hold your hands and trust that the angels will direct the energy where it needs to go. Okay? See the remaining portions of the ear, the outer canal, the eardrum, the eustachian tubes, all of the other pieces that connect it to the sinuses. See a gentle sort of stream of light and energy come out. As you breathe in, see it light up. As you exhale, see everything clear. The light goes where it needs to go. It gets rid of any sort of disease, any sort of inflammation, and it leaves everything lighter, brighter, and clearer than it was before. Pull one hand towards the sun and another one over your third eye. This is a moment to imagine your pineal gland, which looks like a pine cone. We're going to decalcify it a little bit. So imagine that you could go in there with your psychic hands and just gently, if there's anything that is blocking it, just gently tap it and imagine that the dust goes away. Now with the next, we're not actually touching it, we're just imagining it, we're holding the hand over it. Now see that you are activating it, that you're bringing some light in it, and it's kind of like a little light bulb, it just needs to flicker on. So this is going to open you up to receive greater intuition. That place gets blocked because of fear, because of programming, and because sometimes even calcification, like what we're drinking and eating. So we're going to gently undo some of that. And now we're going to end where we started before I go into a silent meditation. And imagine that you are opening up your seventh chakra, the crown chakra. And it is like a 1,000-petaled flower. And as you start to move around the crown, you open up your ability to receive from all of the guides and angels and higher self energy that we called in at the beginning. Sit for a moment with this new unlocked chakra system. As you breathe, imagine that you are breathing all the way from the core of Mother Earth and exhaling all the way to the very outer edges of the sky. You are part of that system. You are like the magician card connected to all of it. You don't need me, you only need you. You're connecting to your own ability to heal yourselves. All I'm doing is reminding you that it's always been there, okay? At this point, I'm going to work with angels and guides to just help facilitate a little bit longer. So be patient with me. We don't usually do this, but I'm just going to ask for some quiet time here, maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes. Let me see how long I need to do it. So what you can do during this is to hold your hands like this just to receive energy from your guides. And if you want to heal yourself, practice what we did. This is a time to put your skill to practice, and then we'll have a little bit of a chance afterwards to talk. But for now, close your eyes and breathe. And if you want to just relax, you could cup your hands like this so that you could receive healing from the angels, from your guides, from your highest self. I'm just going to try to direct some of the energy to the best of my capacity, okay? All right, I'm going to walk us through a couple of things that came to me while meditating. For those of you in your heart that are having difficult times with acceptance, I really want you to focus on loving yourself first and foremost. And going back to maybe an early childhood trauma, the first time you were teased or rejected, the first time your heart was broken in love, the first time your parents weren't there for you, whatever it is. Go into that memory, acknowledge it, love it, but tell it that it doesn't have to sit within the heart space. You can release it to the Akashic records. It's part of your history. It's not part of your present. Imagine that you're going in there gently on your heart and you're sealing that up with like this light. It's almost like you have a magic wand here and you're just going through and you're sealing up your heart and it's coming back to its normal shape. Tell yourself now that it is safe to be yourself in a world where we're so often told that it's not safe to be ourselves. It's safe to be yourself. That you are enough, in fact, more than enough, and that you reject and release anything or anyone who tries to take away that sense of self. They're just doing it out of fear or hurt. It doesn't need to sit in your heart. It doesn't have room for that right now. Your heart instead is going to beam out and grow, and just see it almost like this, like a sort of like beam in the night sky. It's going to help you find people and places and opportunities that are in that same resonance. And I feel like it's completely cleared now. There was a lot of activity in many of you in your head. I had to keep going back to the head. What I'm picking up on here is chatter. We're so used to online comments and gossipy things and sound bites. It's just a lot of noise. So imagine that the noise is being replaced. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is a gust of wind. So imagine that you're back at the mountaintop. And whatever's in your head, there's this beautiful gust of wind that blows by and it takes the sound away. You can hear it almost like the Doppler effect. It's right in front of you and then it's gone, like a siren. Now you can hear yourself think. Finally, you can hear yourself think. You can hear the rustling of the leaves in the tree. You can hear the oxygen in your lungs. You can move your fingers and hear that too. You hear each and everything. That was blocking some of the hearing, was the noise and the worry. The doubt, can I, will I, how will I? Let's toss that away. It doesn't need to be there anyway. With each of those thoughts that enter your head, just imagine that the wind keeps blowing and keeps taking them away, off to the ocean, off to the sun, off to the distance. Your head is clear. Your mind is open. Your heart is free. Your shoulders are unburdened. Your back is tall. You are ready, you are worthy, you are healed, you are whole. Okay. Take a couple of breaths and just observe how you feel, however much you've listened to this now versus when you started. And take a look, this was only 45 minutes, 40 minutes of probably actual meditation. If you could set aside this amount of time daily or weekly, imagine what it could do. And if you work your healing energy with your angels on your body each day, imagine how much more you could sustain. Meditation doesn't have to be you connecting to the guides. You can direct it too. Meditation is tuning in. So I think there's a misconception sometimes that we have to have this sort of like movie-like experience. Sometimes meditation is just breathing. Sometimes meditation is receiving. Sometimes you're directing the force of energy, which is what we did. This was a very much guided meditation and guided healing. It can be all of these things. You can just fall asleep too. There's no right or wrong way. I've had to I'm coming down off of some steroids that I had to take because of a severe sinus infection. And it affected my sleep. So I was meditating for like 2 hours a night sometimes, just so that I could sustain. This is why things have been delayed a bit. It's been a really intense, like I lost my hearing for a little bit. It came back. I worked on healing myself. And I was like, okay, I got through this by reconnecting with my innate ability to heal. We all have it. We have to kind of tap into it and practice it. But I thought this is something that I want to talk more about and help us all connect to. It's not the usual reading. But I'm also like, we've been doing this 11 years. We should be doing deeper things, not just is my lover coming back and what's tomorrow going to bring. Those are part of the story. But like, I also want us to connect with the high priestess and magician within. Otherwise, what are we doing, right? So this is the bigger part of the journey. I would love to do more like this, but it does rely on you engaging with this. So if you like it and you want more of it, I'll do more of it. I hope you do, because I feel like that's what we're here for, is to connect to that higher power. And it's very non-denominational. I see like God in the universe being almost like multiple channels. You can, however you want to connect there, if it's with God, if it's with spirit, if it's with earth, it's all the same. It's just different words and different ways to get to the same point, okay? All right, let's take a look and see what's going on in chat, because I have been purposely not watching it because I have a lot to look at. So we didn't make the goal, but that's okay, because this was a test pilot today. So I'm glad that we tried it out. It looks like many of you are working through emotional pain and stress management. So what I'll take a look at here in the moments that remain is a little bit around that, that stress management. I'll see if there's a couple of cards that we can pull. We'll bring it back into the regular reading here, and also look at the Ten of Swords a little bit as well, okay? So let's see here. All right. Taking a look here at, for those of you that want to heal some of the emotional pain, which could be comprised within the Ten of Swords, we have the King of Cups energy that came through here. King of Cups is interesting because when we're looking at emotions, the King of Cups is not going to deny the emotions. He's going to receive and let it flow through you. I've talked before about like the litany of fear from Dune, where you just let emotions go through you and you allow them to process, but you are stronger and you still remain after the emotions. When you become beholden to them, or you kind of let them get in the way of processing, that's when things get a little tricky. So it's important to just go with the flow. See where it takes you. See what you learn as you go through this as well. So it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be jealous. It's okay to be frustrated. But ask yourself, how did I get here? And what is it serving? Why am I here? How can I elevate it? Jealousy is a weird version of love. You admire something, and instead of maybe focusing on doing it in your life, you look at someone else and it's like, ugh, I want that. But it's okay to want. Inspire yourself then and say, what could I do like that or better? And how can I do that without having to take away from their shine? So you just have to kind of like transmute the emotions a little bit. If there's anger, it's often the catalyst that you need in order to take action, right? If there's frustration, it's often the final straw that breaks the camel's back so that you know enough is enough. All of the emotions are ultimately there to lift and help you. They don't always feel like it in the moment though, do they? So transmuting the emotions would be very, very helpful. The other one that we have here, let me see what else was in the poll. Insomnia and clearing the mind was the, oh no, actually, I mean, they were pretty even. Stress management is interesting. So let's see if there's anything that you can do in this moment for stress management. The Strength card is great. She's been coming up a lot lately. I like this one because she's not trying to put words in someone else's mouth, and then she's not letting someone do that to her. So getting away from this need to prove that you're right or to show power. And we don't see great examples of that anymore, like a gentle leader. But I do think that's one thing to do, is just sort of like fight a fight when it's worth fighting, but sometimes you just let things fall apart. You let things go. You conserve your energy for better things. Save it for the one time that it's really worth it. I want to look at the cluttered mind, because I feel like a lot of us have a cluttered mind at the moment. So if we were to like declutter the mind a little bit, We got 2 cards here. Okay, one of them is the well, one of them is the 10 of Wands. They were both reversed. So the cluttered mind, that's what I was picking up on. And I've never had that epiphany of just letting the wind come through and carry the thoughts away. I really like it, actually. So feel free to connect with that. But sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves. That's why I was unshackling the shoulders, because there was too much there. We can hold a chip on our shoulder, anger, resentment. What's the other one that I'm thinking about? Revenge. Those weigh us down and don't allow us to breathe as much or as well as we should. And then letting go, moving on. The well is about just like, what else can I go? Like going back to source energy and back to like why you're here on this planet. I feel like we lose track of that every day because there's so many stressors, whether it's paying for a medical appointment or trying to buy food or trying to get someone to listen to you or getting rejected. Like all these little things take us away from the fact that we've been on this planet before, we'll be on it again. We're not given forever in this lifetime or in this body. So what did we come here for again? Why am I here again? That's why the meditation is important. We need to take about half an hour a day to just ask ourselves, how do I feel? What's not feeling right? What do I want to do? How can I just clear my thoughts so that I can observe better? The biggest part of meditation is observation. And I feel like if we don't give ourselves a chance to observe and to receive, then we repeat. Because we're not evolving, we're just repeating a script. And then so nothing changes. So you have to slow down at some point during the week and give yourself a chance to tune in. Okay. Let me see what you guys said in chat here, just because I have a few moments here. So, by the way, if you enjoyed this and you're watching it on replay, this one was unexpected. I was like, should I wait? Should I do it? I have too many weird schedule things, so maybe I'll do another one on the weekend or a different sprint on. We'll figure it out. Let me know if you like the silent portion, if you felt a connection to source during that. I'm curious. Let me know what resonated. But definitely subscribe. Give me a follow on social. I did put it on major social platforms. And then if you like this, give back. I may do future ones just for members where I can go a little deeper, a little bit longer. It depends on time and schedule, of course. If you want to show a little bit of love off the platform and just say thanks with PayPal, you can do it as well. All these links are in the description below. Okay, just a little bit of gratitude right now. Let's see what's going on. So thank you for everybody that showed up. And even though we didn't make our goal, we got really close. And next time we'll do it possibly when I do a better time frame, because I know that this wasn't great for everybody. Okay, so I'd like to take a couple moments to observe those of you that showed up and gave back. Okay, so thank you to the following people for giving a little bit of love here. So Maria, thank you very much for your contribution. Sinister Days as well. I appreciate and see you. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, PJ, again. Also appreciate that twice in a row, and also for being a member. Many of you are members that gave back too, so thank you. Esmeralda, Marie, LA, let's see, DB, Kathy. I've seen a lot of these faces a long time, so it's good to see you here. Melly, Miss Joy. Let's see, celebrating a really great milestone there. Tahoe, 51 months. You're very welcome. I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad this worked for you. And thank you for the 2 stickers and for trying to get me to the goal. I do appreciate that. Let me take a drink here. It's been a lot of talking. Okay, Sherry, thank you as well. And also to Southern Girl. I see there's some more here. Let's see, Sunny Sorella, Mel Miami. Let's see, another one from Tahoe. Thank you. We were very close today, very close. Brenna Hamilton and Kat. If I missed anyone, apologies. But what I will do is a different time, and we'll see if we can get closer to that goal next time. And yeah, I just hopefully this resonated with all of you, and it's good to try different things. Let me know what other types of readings you'd like in the future. I do try these from time to time. I know that the last few times I've done meditations, they don't perform as well, but they are an important part of what I do. So thank you, Mel, by the way. So I hope to do more of these in the future. Okay. That's it for tonight. I'm going to try to get, I'm going to do the daily, and I'll see how much of the next sign I can do. Finally, I feel better. I had to kind of come down off some medication. It's very hard to do readings if you're sensitive and you're on like a very high dose of antibiotics, steroids. Like I was on a bunch of stuff to get through this, and I'm just glad to be back. And I guess I'm glad to reconnect with healing, which is important too. Just Janet. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, thank you. I will be back again on the weekend. I have a Sunday collective every Sunday, and I will give you more time in advance, so it's okay. I know some of you are like, I just needed to go to bed. It's okay. We got a few extras today. They're not like, there was a certain, I think, let's see, did we hit? There's still 5 to the milestone, but a lot of you have given, like, it's okay, lesser stickers, which kind of add up. So before I finish for today, I'm going to send you off with one last blast of energy. We won't extend it a full 20, but let's just seal this in a good way that's going to help you out, okay? So close your eyes, and we'll kind of wrap up on a quiet note today. And maybe I'll have Apollo in the background. He looks adorable. All right, so as we're looking at Apollo rest and we're doing this, I want you to imagine as you go to sleep tonight, you can replay this portion if you want to. See yourself resting your head on your pillows, and imagine that you're kind of sleeping on a bunch of feathers, like a bed of feathers. That whatever weight that you were carrying on your back, whatever thoughts were heavy in your head, each one of these feathers beneath you gently lifts them up towards the sky, and also lifts your energy, your thoughts, your consciousness towards the sky as well, bringing you closer to a point of view that helps you see that you are always connected, you are always protected, and you are always capable of making major changes in your life. We think that things are more stuck than they actually are. Molecules in your desk are constantly moving. It looks like a solid object, but it's not. In our body, the way that everything works is very similar. So if there's something that needs to be shifted or changed or moved, sometimes thought alone can be the most powerful step. So don't underestimate the power of changing your attitude, and also adding in some gratitude and seeing how this affects your body, and also the events and the actions and the activities that happen around it. Because as you recalibrate, you become a more magnetic, attractive, and powerful person as well. So know that this was the first step on a new journey towards being stronger, clearer, brighter, and it's something that you want to take time to do. Maybe one of the things that we can do together, and maybe this is something for members, I'll decide, but like we could do a sort of meditation boot camp or something like that. But I want to use a better terminology because that sounds like I'm going to be the opposite of boot camp. It would be like a meditation love-in or something where we're all going to help each other, because it's not about me. It's more sort of like, see how good this felt? Why aren't we doing more? It's the gentlest of nudges to meditate. Even I need it because I work so much. And then I had to do it because my body told me, sorry, buddy, you better start doing this. So trust me, it's worth the time. You think you're busy, but even if you're laying in bed finally at midnight or 3 a.m. and you're awake, why not meditate a little bit? It helps. We can find those quiet hours even in the wee hours of the morning, which is why I didn't mind doing this late, okay? Good luck, everybody. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Thanks again for being a part of the community and for letting me do different types of videos from time to time, okay? Really appreciate your presence here tonight. Take care. And I saw we had a few extra stickers at the end. So thank you to the final ones that came through. That's why I just figured we'd get there anyway. So thank you to Mel, Just Me, Janet, Lyria, Shelby, Rachel, Popcorn, which sounds good right now. Popcorn twice in a row. Thank you so much. We more than got there, even if the goal doesn't calibrate it in the right way. It was only a certain category of stickers, so I'll change it up next time. But we got there in the end, and I hope that you enjoyed this. And in the future, I'll see, maybe I'll even do a poll beforehand and see what you want me to focus on. But definitely leave some comments below and let me know what resonated the most. Take care, be well, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.